Joel and Ethan Coen have established themselves as a unique voice in American film with such movies as Fargo, Miller's Crossing, and Raising Arizona. Their latest, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, follows three convicts on the run from the law. It draws on such varied influences as Preston Sturges, Hollywood musicals, and Homer's The Odyssey. Here is a look at the film.
Who elected you leader of this outfit?
Well, Pete, I figured it should be the one with the capacity for abstract thought, but if that ain't the consensus view, then hell, let's put it to a vote.
Suits me. I'm voting for yours truly.
Well, I'm voting for yours truly, too.
Joining me now, co-writer and producer Ethan Coen, director and co-writer Joel Coen, and the three stars of the film, George Clooney, who plays Everett Ulysses McGill, Tim Blake Nelson, who plays Delmar, and frequent Coen brothers collaborator John Turturro, who plays Pete. I am pleased to have all of them here. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me about, is this essentially from Odyssey? How did this thing come about? Well, and how did you rope these characters in?
I think we just sort of like the idea of the credit at the beginning, based upon the Odyssey by Homer. More, you know.
Yeah, that's a good frame.
Yeah, it didn't actually start out with the Odyssey. It started out with these three guys escaping from a chain gang, and as we sort of got further and further into the script, we realized that it was essentially sort of an episodic story about the main character trying to get home. So that sort of suggested the Odyssey to us, and we then went out and got the classic comics version of the Odyssey because neither of us had read it, and still haven't.
Tim actually has read it. Tim Nelson.
Yeah. Oh, Tim. Well, that's because Tim went to Brown.
Yeah.
I don't believe you guys haven't read it.
Nah, true. Sadly true.
But the title came from Preston Sturges.
The title came from Sullivan's Travels.
Yeah.
And in Sullivan's Travels, it's the movie that Joel McCrea wants to make. So this is, we went ahead and made it for him.
Because it's too late for Joel.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Reliable source.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah. He's thinking about it. He was there in spirit, wasn't he?
Oh, man.
So tell me what he means by this title.
Well, in Sullivan's Travels, he wants to make it's sort of a big, important movie about man's man's fate, and sort of a socially conscious movie, which is why he goes on the road in the movie. But in Sullivan's Travels, that's kind of his, it's kind of a gag, the title of the movie, and it's pretty much the extent of the reference
meaning.
back to, yeah, as Ethan said at one point, it's sort of a cheap gag, but an obscure one, which makes no sense at all. If you're going to do a cheap gag, why make it obscure? But that's where the title is from.
Now, have you guys changed your ideas about making movies since Fargo at all?
Since Fargo? No, not particularly. I mean,
It didn't change anything, did it?
No, they're all different, but just because of specifically what they are, they're different sorts of stories. No, Fargo didn't change much.
And here you are, big star.
Huge star.
Huge star. And,
Huge.
and you get a script.
Yeah.
And you just say yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to, but they had some photographs of me, and I
thought
agreed
so.
to.
That's the question. What were these photographs of?
No, they brought the script. I was in Phoenix, Arizona, working on Three Kings, and they brought the script and set it down and said, "We wrote this one. If you want to do it," and I said, "Yeah."
Is that right?
And they go, "You want to read it?" And I go, "Well, all right, but I'll
If you
do it."
insist.
And then I
No,
read
stop. Did he say that actually? You drop the script on his table and he says, "I'll do it." And they say, "Don't you want to read it?" And he says, "If you insist."
Yeah, well, if that's George's story.
You're sticking to it.
We'd send him the script, I don't know.
Yeah, we sent the script to your agent. I think the agent didn't want him to do it.
Oh, yeah, so he didn't give it to me.
Oh, sorry. This was not.
But we went down and saw you at the place where you were shooting the movie.
Because you had no confidence that the agent was going to deliver for George, or what? Let's get this agent in here.
It was like a 10-minute meeting. In, out. He said he would do it. We figured we should quit while we're ahead, and we got out of there.
Yeah. We had to go find money to get it made.
So, but why did you want to do this right off?
Well, these are guys you want to work with. I think if you're, I don't care sort of where you are in your career. If you get a chance to work with these guys once, Not twice, but once. If you get a chance,
Is there something to that, John?
I'm still trying to think.
I'm not sure.
You're trying to think.
They still got pictures of John.
They have me under lifetime contract.
What did they have on you at the beginning?
Yeah, exactly. Is there a farm animal involved?
There's a lot of, it goes both ways.
Oh. So what is it about these two guys? I'm asking you to say that in their presence that make you want to work with them, in contrast to, you know, somebody you might insist at least on reading the script.
Well, I don't think you'll get to read, say, a script like this in particular, which is sort of a hillbilly musical comedy adventure, very often.
Hillbilly musical comedy adventure.
It sort of reinvents a new genre, and though I know them well, when I read it, I was like, wow, here's another one.
Count me in.
I think there's always a new kind of world that they create, and it's fun to fill that imaginary world out. It's never the same. I mean, all their films are different, though maybe there are some things people can associate with them, but they're very different, and each world is very specific in its own way.
Mm. Tell me about your character, because we're going to see a scene with involving all of your characters. Tell me about Peter. No, Pete.
Pete was really an English guy. He's a choreographer. He's a choreographer. He's sort of he's always been. I had my own story that Delmar and I were really close, and George came in and kind of ruined the whole relationship.
He ruined it.
And, but these are things I don't usually talk to them about.
Did you know this?
No, this is the first time hearing the whole backstory.
We have our own. I don't know how, they just sort of, they showed me a picture of a guy with bad teeth.
And you said, I got it.
He said, you got to shave your head.
Well, see, here's the thing. Usually with John, whenever we do a movie with John, he starts with his hair. So we figured we'd stitch him up on this one, and we suggested that he shave his head before he when we originally asked him to do the movie. But
then he was a little taken aback at first, but then we showed him a picture of the character with the really bad teeth, and that got him excited.
What's Delmar like, Tim?
Delmar is a follower. He's just honored to be in the presence of two thinkers like that.
Two geniuses.
Who have read Preston's Church.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. and your character?
I'm the smart one.
That's apparent.
Which is a terrifying thought. It's like being the world's tallest midget.
All right, let's see these characters in action. Here is a scene from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
We got some people. Boys here. Careful with that fire now, boys! That's the law, son. Ah! I hate fire. If the two Copenhagen monoliths fall to hell!
What's the message of this movie?
I don't know. When we were making it,
obvious?
Yes, I think.
we were calling it the Lawrence of Arabia of Hayseed movie.
Thinking about doing a mom and pie kettle movie next.
Yeah. Are you really, from this to this? Now, your character seems not to have all the qualities that leading men have. Heroic,
Yes.
intelligent,
Really?
brave.
Why did they think of me? Why did they think they come to Phoenix and go, we got this guy who's an idiot who only cares about his hair. And we thought of you. Thanks, boys. I'm in.
I'm your man.
I'm your guy. I don't need to read the script. You've got me down.
I'm in. Can I pay you?
Yeah. Well, then, it was as much fun to make this movie as it was to talk about it, or as it is to talk about it.
Actually, it was a lot of fun to make this. It was a little bit hot at times. It was Mississippi in the summertime.
That could be 100 and what?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It'd get over 100 and like 98% humidity. But outside of the heat, actually, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. There was a lot of laughing. Right, Tim?
That's right.
This
it
is
was a
your
blast.
this is your biggest film to date, huh? In terms of.
I've never had a role in a movie that's more than a couple of scenes. This is,
So this could be big time.
and they just wanted to give themselves the biggest liability possible.
never work
starting
again.
out. So they decided to pluck somebody who was completely inexperienced and give them a big role.
Yeah.
So
So why did you do that, guys?
We're still
They'd
trying to
also
figure
never
that-
seen me act before.
We'd never seen Tim
You'd
act.
seen Thin Red Line.
Well, yeah, we had seen that. Yes, that's true.
Would
Or
you
had
got
that
the-
come out then? Yeah, it had.
Yeah.
It had. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you don't
there
have to
really
wait.
wasn't much of me in that.
Hello? You don't have to wait until movies come out to see these actors in them. That's true. I mean, directors know directors.
Well, Tim's actually, we've known Tim a long time. He's
Yeah.
a neighbor of mine,
And he'd read the Odyssey.
and he'd read the Odyssey, so he was actually more qualified than the rest of us.
That's right.
He was a technical advisor.
Yeah.
He was,
actually-
he was a resident intellectual for this film.
Oh, believe me.
Yeah.
He actually was.
Also, actually, he can sing, although we didn't know it at the
Yeah.
time that we cast him. But that was kind of a...
Bringing up kind of a sore spot there, aren't you? Kind of hurt.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What does that mean?
Well, I
Cat's still in the bag. Joe.
I was.
You don't have to say anything you don't want to do.
That's right.
I'm of a family of singers,
Yes, I know.
Clooney family,
Yes.
and clearly a
It
gene
didn't get down to you.
was passed.
The gene pool has
I
been
was-
exhausted.
I was skipped. Rosemary got all the good singing, but they found that out in a recording studio in Mississippi, where I'm singing my heart out, and I look through the glass, and no one will have eye contact with me.
We're all looking at our shoes.
Yeah, it's like it's like a kicker with no time left on the clock to win the game, and nobody will look at it. And I was like, nothing.
And they look the other way.
How'd it go, boys?
Yeah. Now, what's the music here? I mean, what is this?
Well, the song that George sings is an old traditional American song called "I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow." But all the music in the movie is traditional American music from the 20s and 30s, and some of it from the 40s. And it's really American roots music. It's the music that sort of is the foundation of what's now country music, rock and roll, pop music, gospel music, and blues.
Let's see and hear some of these beautiful voices in action. Roll tape.
Hail to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised.
That's great, guys.
thought George
That's a winner.
I thought it was a fine.
That's a winner. That's a
Great,
fine
George.
job.
Glenn Close also did all of my lines.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou opened in limited release on December 22nd, just in time for the Academy Awards. Thank all of you. Pleasure to have you on
Thanks.
my little program.